The large hotel hall was bright and quiet at the same time. Soft music played in the background. Rich people stood in small groups, smiling and talking. Cameras flashed again and again. Everyone was here to see Angela Brooks, the famous millionaire. Angela walked slowly across the hall. She wore a simple black dress, but everything about her showed power. People respected her. Some feared her. Some admired her success. She had built a business empire from nothing. Her name was known everywhere, but no one knew what her heart carried. Angela smiled for the cameras. She signed autographs. She shook hands. To the world, she looked strong and calm. Then everything changed. Near the back of the hall, close to the food tables, she saw a man holding a tray of drinks. His uniform was old. His shoulders were low. His face looked tired, like life had pressed him down for many years. Angela stopped walking. Her smile slowly disappeared. Her eyes widened. Her heart began to beat fast. She knew that face. Even after 10 years, she knew it. It was Marcus Reed, her black ex-husband. For a moment, the sound in the hall faded away. Angela could not hear the music anymore. She could not hear the people talking. All she could see was him. Marcus stood quietly, offering drinks to guests who did not look at him twice. To them, he was invisible, but to Angela, he was everything from her past. 10 years ago, Marcus had walked out of her life without a word, no explanation. One day he was there, the next day he was gone. Angela remembered the pain like it was yesterday. Her hands started to shake. She tried to breathe, but her chest felt tight. Is that really him? She thought. Marcus looked older, thinner. Life had not been kind to him. His eyes no longer held the fire she once loved. They looked heavy, full of stories no one wanted to hear. Angela's mind rushed back to the past. She remembered the small apartment, the broken heater, the nights they shared dreams instead of money. Marcus had always believed in her. When she said she wanted to build a business, he smiled and said, "You can do it." And then he disappeared. Angela had cried for months. She thought he had used her. She thought he had left her because she was not enough. That pain had turned into anger. That anger had turned into power. Now she was rich, and he was standing there serving drinks. Angela swallowed hard. People around her noticed her sudden silence. A reporter called her name, but she did not respond. Her eyes were locked on Marcus. Marcus felt something strange, like someone was watching him. He slowly looked up. Their eyes met. Marcus froze. His hands shook so badly that the glasses on his tray rattled. He recognized her immediately. How could he not? She was the woman he loved more than his own life. Angela Brooks, the woman he had left behind. For a second, neither of them moved. 10 years of silence stood between them. Angela took a step forward, then another. Each step felt heavy, like she was walking through water. Marcus wanted to look away, but he couldn't. Shame filled his chest. He looked down, afraid to meet her eyes again. Angela stopped in front of him. The room felt smaller. The air felt tight. Guests nearby began to notice. Whispers started. Isn't that her? Why is she talking to a waiter? Angela did not pair. She looked at Marcus from head to toe. This was not the man she remembered. Her voice came out low and slow. "Marcus," she said. Marcus closed his eyes for a second. He nodded without looking up. "Yes," he replied quietly. Angela felt anger rise in her chest. So did pain. So did confusion. "After 10 years," she said, her voice shaking, "this is where I find you." Marcus said nothing. Angela clenched her fists. "So you left me," she continued, "and this is the life you chose." Marcus finally looked at her. His eyes were full of something she did not expect. Pain. Before he could speak, the event manager rushed over, nervous. "Ma'am, is there a problem?" the manager asked. Angela did not answer. She looked back at Marcus, and then she did something no one expected. She reached into her purse. The entire hall went silent. Everyone watched. What was she about to do? Was she angry? Was she about to insult him? Or was she about to change his life forever? The hall was still silent after Angela's sudden move. Marcus stood frozen, his tray shaking slightly in his hands. He had faced many hard moments in life, but nothing felt heavier than this. 10 years. 10 years since he last saw her face. Angela slowly pulled her hand back from her purse. Whatever people expected her to do, she did not do it yet. Her eyes stayed on Marcus, not angry now, just searching. The event manager cleared his throat. "Ma'am, should I call security?" Angela raised her hand without looking away from Marcus. "No," she said firmly, "leave us." The manager hesitated, then nodded and stepped back. Marcus swallowed hard. His throat felt dry. He wanted to disappear. He wanted the floor to open and swallow him whole. Angela spoke again, her voice calmer but colder. "Why are you here, Marcus?" she asked. "Of all places in the city, why here?" Marcus looked down at his worn shoes. "I work here," he said softly. "That's all." Angela felt a sharp pain in her chest. "That's all?" she repeated. "You vanished from my life. You broke me, and now you say, 'That's all'?" Her words were not loud, but they cut deep. Marcus closed his eyes. Memories rushed back like a storm. 10 years ago, the apartment was small and dark. Rain hit the window hard. Angela sat on the bed, holding papers in her hands. Her business idea had just been rejected again. "They don't believe in me," she had said, her voice shaking. Marcus knelt in front of her and took her hands. "I believe in you," he said. "That's enough." Those words were true. He had always believed. But that same night, Marcus received a phone call that changed everything. A warning, a threat. Someone powerful was watching him, someone who did not want Angela to succeed. Marcus was told clearly, if he stayed with her, her life would be destroyed. At first, he thought it was a lie. Then the trouble started. He lost his job, friends stopped calling, strange men followed him, and then came the false accusation. Marcus was scared, not for himself, for Angela. He knew one thing. If he stayed, she would fall with him. So he made the hardest choice of his life. He left. No explanation, because if he spoke, she would try to stop him, and she would get hurt. Back in the present, Marcus opened his eyes. Angela was still standing there, waiting. "You never answered my calls," she said. "You never replied to my messages. I thought you hated me." Marcus shook his head slowly. "I never hated you," he replied. "I hated myself." Angela's breath caught. "Then why?" she asked. "Why leave me with nothing but questions?" Marcus looked around. People were watching now, listening. "This is not the place," he said quietly. Angela laughed bitterly. "Funny," she said. "You didn't care about the place when you left me." Marcus felt shame burn inside him. "I cared too much," he said. Those words confused her. Before she could speak again, an elderly woman nearby dropped her glass. Marcus quickly bent down to help her, his natural kindness still there. Angela watched him. That small moment hit her hard. This was the Marcus she remembered, always helping, always caring, even when no one cared about him. Her anger softened slightly, replaced by something else. Doubt. "What happened to you?" she asked quietly. Marcus stood up slowly. "Life," he said. "Life happened." Angela crossed her arms. "And what am I supposed to do with that answer?" Marcus met her eyes. "Nothing," he replied. "You owe me nothing." That hurt her more than anger ever could. The host of the event announced Angela's name on stage. "Ms. Brooks, please join us for the opening speech." Everyone clapped. Angela did not move. She looked at Marcus and spoke in a low voice. "After my speech," she said, "don't leave." Marcus shook his head. "I should." Angela stepped closer. "Please," she said. "For 10 years you left me in the dark. Don't do it again." Marcus hesitated. Finally, he nodded once.
Angela turned and walked toward the stage, her heart racing as she spoke to the crowd about success, strength, and never giving up. Her eyes kept drifting back to Marcus, and Marcus stood there, holding his empty tray, knowing one thing for sure: the past he tried to bury was coming back, and this time it would not let him run. The applause filled the hall as Angela finished her speech. People stood up, clapping for her success, her strength, her story. To them, she was a symbol of power, a woman who never lost. But Angela felt weak inside. Her eyes searched the room. Marcus was still there. He stood near the wall, holding his empty tray. He had not moved. His face showed no pride, no anger, only fear. Not fear of her, but fear of what was coming next. Angela stepped down from the stage. She did not smile this time. She walked straight toward him. "Come with me," she said quietly. Marcus hesitated. "Ms. Brooks, Angela," she interrupted. "Not here," she pointed toward a quiet hallway near the service area. They walked side by side in silence. The hallway was dim. The noise from the hall faded. For the first time in 10 years, they were alone. Angela crossed her arms. "Now talk," she said. "No cutouts, no excuses." Marcus leaned against the wall. His legs felt weak. "I didn't want you to see me like this," he said. Angela's voice cracked. "I don't want to see you at all," she replied. "But now that I have, I need the truth." Marcus took a deep breath. "You remember the last month we were together?" he asked. Angela nodded. "That's when you became distant." Marcus closed his eyes. "That's when the threats started," he said. Angela frowned. "Threats?" "Yes," Marcus replied. "Men came to my job. They asked about you, your business idea, your investors." Angela felt the chill. "They said if I stayed with you," Marcus continued, "you would never succeed. Worse, you would get hurt." Angela shook her head. "You could have told me." "No," Marcus said quickly. "You would have fought them, and they would have destroyed you."
He pushed himself off the wall and looked at her. "I chose to be the bad guy," he said, "so you could be safe." Angela's chest tightened. "That still doesn't explain everything," she said. Marcus nodded slowly. 2 weeks later, I was arrested," he said. Angela froze. "What?" she whispered. "I was blamed for a crime I didn't do," Marcus continued. "A crime connected to the same people." His voice dropped lower. "I had no money for a good lawyer, no support, and I didn't want you dragged into it." Angela's eyes filled with tears. "How long?" she asked. "For years," Marcus replied. "For years." Angela covered her mouth. "When I got out," Marcus said, "your face was everywhere. You were rising. I knew I made the right choice." "But you never came back," Angela said. Marcus looked away. "I was broken," he said. "No one hires an ex-prisoner. I work day jobs, night jobs, anything." Angela felt anger, this time not at him, but at the world. "Why didn't you tell me now?" she asked. Marcus laughed softly, without joy. "Because you don't need my past," he said. "You build a future." Angela stepped closer. "I built it on pain," she said, "on thinking I was not worth staying for." Marcus looked at her shocked. "I never left because you weren't enough," he said. "I left because you were everything." Tears rolled down Angela's face. Footsteps echoed at the end of the hallway. Someone was coming. Marcus straightened up. "This is where I step back again," he said. Angela grabbed his arm. "No," she said firmly, "you don't disappear anymore." Marcus shook his head. "Your world is clean," he said. "Mine is dirty." Angela's grip tightened. "You don't get to decide that alone," she replied. At that moment, a hotel security guard appeared. "Sir," the guard said to Marcus, "we need you back at your station." Marcus nodded. He turned to Angela one last time. "I'm sorry," he said. Then he walked away. Angela stood there, shaking. Everything she believed for 10 years was wrong. The man she blamed had saved her. The man she forgot had suffered alone. And now she knew the truth. But knowing the truth was only the beginning, because what Angela planned next would shock everyone. Angela stood alone in the hallway long after Marcus walked away. Her hands were still shaking. The truth echoed in her mind again and again. "He left to protect me."
For 10 years she had lived with anger. She had used it to build her empire. Now that anger had nowhere to hide. Angela returned to the main hall. People smiled at her. Investors praised her speech. Cameras followed her steps. She felt none of it. Her eyes searched for Marcus. She finally saw him near the service door, stacking empty glasses. He kept his head down like someone who did not belong in the room. Angela walked toward him without thinking. "Marcus," she said firmly. He looked up, surprised. "I told you I have to work," he said quietly. "This will only take a minute," Angela replied. "Please." Marcus looked around. Guests were watching again. He hated attention. He nodded once. They stepped outside into the night air. The city lights glowed softly. The noise inside felt far away. Angela crossed her arms. "Try to stay strong." "You said you chose to be the bad guy," she began. "You said you went to prison for something you didn't do." Marcus nodded slowly. "And you still think walking away again is the right thing?" she asked. Marcus sighed.
"You don't understand," he said. "Your life is built on trust. My name breaks trust." Angela took a step closer. "My life was built on a lie," she replied, "and you let me live it." Marcus flinched. "I didn't want your pity," he said. "This is not pity," Angela said. "This is truth." Marcus stayed silent. Angela continued. "When I became successful," she said, "people asked me who inspired me. I never said your name." Marcus lowered his eyes. "I told myself you didn't deserve credit," she said. "Now I know I was wrong." Marcus shook his head. "You don't owe me anything," he repeated. Angela laughed softly, but there was no joy. "That's what you keep saying," she replied. "But you took the pain instead of sharing it. You made choices for both of us." Marcus looked up sharply. "I did it for you," he said. "And you never asked what I wanted," Angela replied. Those words hit him hard. For the first time, Marcus had no answer. Angela breathed deeply. "Come with me," she said. "Where?" Marcus asked. "To my car," she replied. Marcus stepped back. "No," he said quickly. "People will talk." "Let them," Angela said. "I'm done hiding." Marcus hesitated. His instincts told him to run. They always had. But something in Angela's eyes stopped him. He followed her. People noticed immediately. Whispers spread. Phones came out. Angela opened the car door and waited. Marcus got in. The door closed. The city moved past them as the car drove away. Neither spoke for a long moment. Finally, Angela broke the silence. "I thought success would heal me," she said. "It didn't." Marcus stared out the window. "I thought leaving would save you," he said. "It didn't save me." Angela looked at him. "You don't look like a man who gave up," she said. Marcus smiled weakly. "I gave up many times," he admitted. "I just never stay down." They reached a quiet park overlooking the city. Angela asked the driver to wait. They stepped out. Cold air brushed their faces. "This is where I come when I need to think," Angela said. Marcus nodded. "I don't know what you want from me," he said honestly. Angela turned to him. "I want you to stop running," she said. "From me, from the past, from yourself." Marcus felt something break inside him. "I don't know how," he said. Angela reached into her coat pocket. Marcus tensed, but this time she did not pull out money. She pulled out a small card. "My number," she said. "My real number, not my assistant's." She held it out. "Call me," she said. "Not tonight. When you're ready." Marcus stared at the card. This small gesture felt heavier than anything else. "Why?" he asked. Angela looked him straight in the eyes. "Because he didn't save me so I could forget you," she said. "You saved me so we could face the truth one day." Marcus slowly cooked the card. For the first time in 10 years, hope touched his heart. But hope was dangerous, because what Angela planned next would change not only Marcus's life, but shock the entire world. Marcus stood alone in his small room that night. The walls were thin. The light flickered. Outside, traffic noise filled the air. It was the kind of place people stayed when they had nowhere else to go. In his hand, he held the card, Angela's number. He turned it over again and again, like it might disappear. For 10 years, he had trained himself not to hope. Hope made things hurt more when they broke. But tonight, hope was loud. It refused to be silent. Across the city, Angela stood by her large window, looking down at the lights below. Her phone rested on the table beside her. She told herself she would not wait, but she did. Her mind replayed everything Marcus had said, the threats, the prison, the years he lost alone. Every memory twisted inside her chest like a knife. "I was wrong," she whispered. For the first time in years, tears fell freely. The next morning, Angela could not focus at work. Meetings felt empty, numbers meant nothing, faces blurred together. She kept checking her phone. Nothing. Marcus, on the other hand, showed up early at the hotel. He worked harder than usual. He avoided thinking. Thinking led to calling. Calling led to change, and change scared him. During his break, he sat alone behind the building. He looked at the card again. "Call me when you're ready." He wasn't ready, but life rarely waits. That evening, as Marcus carried supplies through the hallway, 2 managers stood whispering. They stopped when they saw him. "Marcus," one said coldly, "we need to talk." They led him to a small office. "We've received complaints," the manager said. "You crossed a line with a guest." Marcus felt his stomach drop. "That guest is a high-profile person," the manager continued. "We can't risk trouble." Marcus understood. He nodded. "I'll leave," he said quietly. "No," the manager replied. "You're terminated, effective immediately." Marcus handed over his badge without protest. He had lost jobs before, too many times. Outside, he sat on the curb with his bag beside him. Night fell slowly. He had nowhere to go. Across the city, Angela finally heard her phone ring. Unknown number. Her heart jumped. She answered quickly. "Marcus?" There was silence for a moment. "Yes," he said softly. Angela closed her eyes in relief. "I was hoping you'd call," she said. "I didn't want to," Marcus replied honestly, "but I needed to." Her smile faded. "What happened?" she asked. Marcus hesitated. "I lost my job," he said. Angela stood up. "When?" she asked. "Just now," Marcus replied. "Where are you?" she asked. "Outside," he said. "It's fine." "No," Angela said firmly. "It's not." She grabbed her keys. "Stay where you are," she said. "I'm coming." Marcus wanted to argue. He didn't. Angela arrived 10 minutes later. When she saw him sitting on the curb, her chest tightened. This man had once carried her dreams. Now he carried everything he owned in one bag. She stepped out of the car. Marcus stood up slowly. "You didn't have to come," he said. "I know," Angela replied. "I wanted to." She looked at him closely. "This is what your silence cost," she said quietly. "Both of us." Marcus looked away. "I thought pain would end," he said. "It only waited." Angela opened the car door. "Get in," she said. Marcus froze. "No," he said. "I won't live off you." Angela's voice softened. "This is not charity," she said. "This is responsibility." "For what?" he asked. "For 10 years of misunderstanding," she replied. "For truth coming too late." Marcus hesitated, then got in. They drove in silence. Angela took him to a guest apartment she owned but rarely used. It was clean, warm, safe. "This is temporary," she said, "until you decide your next step." Marcus looked around, overwhelmed. "You don't have to fix everything," he said. "I know," Angela replied, "but I can stop ignoring it." Marcus sat down heavily. "I don't know who I am anymore," he admitted. Angela sat across from him. "You were the man who protected someone he loved," she said. "You just forgot to protect yourself." Those words broke him. Marcus covered his face. His shoulders shook. Angela did not touch him. She just stayed. Sometimes that was enough. As Angela left that night, she made a decision. Helping Marcus quietly was not enough. The world that ignored him needed to see him, and the gesture she planned next would shock everyone who ever doubted him. The next morning, Marcus woke to the sound of birds outside the window. The apartment was quiet, empty of the noise and chaos of the city. For the first time in years, he felt calm, but also nervous. Today, Angela had asked him to come with her to an event, and he didn't know why. When he arrived, he saw a crowd gathering in a large hall. Cameras flashed, people whispered. Some recognized Angela, most did not notice him, but he noticed every pair of eyes staring at her. Angela approached him, her face serious but kind. "Marcus," she said softly, "today is not about me. It's about truth." He looked at her confused. "The world thinks you're invisible," she continued. "They never knew what you went through. They never saw the man behind the mistakes, the man who protected others at his own cost." Marcus felt heat rise to his cheeks. He wanted to protest, wanted to hide, but Angela touched his arm gently. "Trust me," she said. The event was a gala for young entrepreneurs. Angela walked to the stage. Marcus stayed behind, unsure what to do. Then Angela stopped speaking mid-sentence. All eyes turned toward Marcus. "Ladies and gentlemen," Angela said clearly, her voice echoing, "this man is my hero." A hush fell over the room. People leaned forward, curious. Marcus froze. "My ex-husband, Marcus Reed," she said, "sacrificed everything for me. He faced threats, prison, and endless struggle, all to keep me safe and allow me to build the life I have today." The audience was silent. Cameras clicked. Whispers traveled across the hall. Marcus could not believe what he was hearing. He looked at Angela. "You didn't have to say anything," he whispered. Angela smiled gently. "I had to," she replied. "It's time the world knows the truth, and it's time you reclaim your place." Then she reached in her purse and handed him a small envelope. Marcus opened it slowly. Inside were checks and documents that could help him start over, business contacts, letters of recommendation, and even funds to begin anew. He looked up at her, stunned. "Why?" he asked, his voice trembling. "Because the man you are deserves more than survival," Angela said. "He deserves respect, and I want to give it publicly." Marcus felt tears welling up. He had lived in shadows for 10 years. He had believed the world had forgotten him. And now, in front of hundreds, the woman he loved was giving him back not just dignity, but hope. People in the hall began to clap softly, then louder. Some wiped tears from their eyes. They didn't understand the full story, but they felt the weight of it. Marcus stepped forward, unsure how to respond. Angela smiled at him, encouraging him to take the stage. Hesitant, he did. He cleared his throat. I never expected this," he began. 10 years ago, I made choices I thought would protect someone I loved. I never thought anyone would understand. And now, I am overwhelmed." He paused. His eyes met Angela's. "This gesture, it changes everything," he said. "Not because of money, not because of fame, but because someone saw me, truly saw me, and never gave up on me." The audience erupted in applause. Cameras captured the moment. Journalists whispered to each other. Angela stayed back watching him. She didn't interrupt. This was his moment, his redemption. When the applause finally quieted, Marcus stepped down from the stage. Angela approached him quietly. "You see," she said softly, "the truth can heal, even after years of pain." Marcus nodded. "Yes," he said, "and it can create a new beginning." Angela reached out her hand. Marcus took it firmly.
It was not just a handhold, it was a connection, a promise, a bridge between past and future. For the first time in 10 years, Marcus smiled freely. Not the smile of hiding, not the smile of survival, but a real smile. Angela whispered, "Let's start over, together, if you're ready." Marcus nodded. He didn't say yes with words. His eyes, his smile, his presence said it all. Outside, cameras captured the moment. Inside, hearts felt it. That day, Marcus Reed went from invisible to unforgettable. Not because the world changed, but because the woman who loved him refused to let the truth remain buried. And for Angela, she learned that sometimes the strongest power is not wealth, but courage, forgiveness, and the right gesture at the right time. The city woke up talking about one name, Marcus Reed. News clips played on every screen. Social media was full of short videos from the gala. People replayed the moment again and again. Angela standing on stage calling a man the world had ignored her hero. Some praised her courage. Some questioned her choice. Many asked the same question: who is Marcus Reed really? Marcus sat quietly in the apartment, watching the news with the sound turned low. His phone buzzed non-stop. Messages from strangers, old friends, even people who once turned their backs on him. He felt overwhelmed. For 10 years, silence had been his companion. Now the world was loud. Angela stood near the window, holding a cup of coffee. She watched him carefully, not like a billionaire watching an investment, but like a woman watching a man she once loved. "Are you okay?" she asked softly. Marcus nodded, then shook his head. "I don't know," he said honestly. "I spent years learning how to be invisible. Now everyone sees me." Angela walked closer. "You don't have to answer anyone," she said. "You don't owe the world a performance." Marcus looked at her. "But I owe you," he said.
You gave me my name back. Angela smiled gently. I didn't give it, she replied. I returned it. Later that day, they walked through a quiet park. No cameras, no reporters, just trees, wind, and space to breathe. Marcus broke the silence. I don't want to live in your shadow, he said. I don't want people to think I survived because of you. Angela stopped walking. I wouldn't respect you if you did, she said. She looked at him seriously. I helped you stand, she continued. Now you walk on your own. Those words mattered more than anything she had given him before. Over the next weeks, Marcus rebuilt slowly, not with headlines, but with effort. He met with lawyers to clear his record. Old evidence came to light. Truth that once stayed hidden now had power. The false charges collapsed. For the first time in his adult life, Marcus felt clean. He started working with young men who came from broken systems, men the world had already judged. He didn't preach, he listened, he understood. Angela watched from a distance. She did not interfere, she did not control, she respected him. One evening, months later, they sat on a quiet balcony overlooking the same city that once crushed them both in different ways. I don't regret leaving, Marcus said quietly, but I regret how I left. Angela nodded. I don't regret becoming strong, she said, but I regret becoming hard. They looked at each other. Do you think, Marcus asked carefully, that love can survive truth is heavy? Angela thought for a moment. I think, she said slowly, real love only begins after truth. Marcus smiled. This time there was peace in it. They did not rush, they did not promise forever. They chose honesty, respect, presence. Sometimes they were together, sometimes they walked separate paths, but they walked without fear. 1 year later, Angela hosted another charity event, smaller, quieter, different. Marcus was there not as staff, not as a symbol, but as himself. When someone asked Angela who he was, she answered simply, he's a good man. That was enough. As the night ended, Marcus stood beside her. No spotlight, no applause, just two people who had survived misunderstanding, sacrifice, and time. The narrator closes the story. Money can change a life. Truth can change a future. but one honest gesture done at the right moment can change everything. And this time, no one walked away.